Welcome to day 23. Our topic, identify your stressors. Well, it's an illustration I've used in many group settings. We actually included it in our book, 30 Days to Natural Blood Pressure Control, when we talked about the topic of stress. We devote a whole chapter in the book to that. We're actually launching into a mini-series, you and I, as we go on this 30-day journey. A little mini-series over the next 3 days on stress. Stress has come up so many times, and we won't be done with it even when we finish this, because it is so critical that we control stress in order to have our best blood pressure and blood sugar readings. So today's topic, identify your stressors. Here's the illustration that I've used in groups, and I'll adapt it for this video. Imagine you're sitting here. Well, I guess you don't need to imagine you're sitting here. You are sitting there. You're watching me. And you're watching this video wherever. You're on your smartphone. You're at home on your tablet, on your computer. You're watching this video. Maybe you're in a community setting. I know some people use my videos in community health programs. Wherever you're at. But let's put you at home, in your bedroom. You're watching this presentation, and all of a sudden, you become conscious there is something in the room with you. You look away from your device and you see a lion. That's right, an African lion in your room. Now, let me just ask you a question. Are you feeling stressed? I mean, imagine it. I mean, odds are if you look there and you see a lion just looking at you, and maybe he's growling a little bit. Maybe he's looking hungry. Maybe he's twitching his tail. Isn't that what they say they do before they pounce? They say, what does that illustration have to do with anything? A lion in your bedroom would be a stressor that you obviously recognize. But the problem is most of us don't recognize some of our most powerful stressors. Let me give you some definitions here. When we look at the stress literature in the research community, in the medical community, we talk about two different things. We speak about the stress response. That's how we deal with things that come into our life. And we speak about the stressors, the things that cause us to have to adjust or to deal with. So stressors can come at us from any different direction, from really things that affect all aspects of our humanity. So we can have physical stressors that come at us. So temperature can be a stressor. If you're feeling cold right now, you're being stressed, physically to some extent. If you're feeling hot, that's a stressor. Those are physical stressors. We can have emotional stressors, financial stressors, mental stressors, spiritual stressors. You get the picture. Stressors can come at us from all different directions. But there's also our stress response. And my response to a stressor can be completely different than your response to the very same stressor. So let's say I'm doing these presentations and maybe I'm feeling a little bit warm. Someone turns on the air conditioning. I start to feel chilled. And my first impulse is to put a jacket on, but I say, hey, wait a minute. Although I'm being stressed, this is what I need. It's giving me more energy to make this presentation. Do you see? My response to the physical stressor was different than someone who's sitting watching the video, trying to relax, and they start feeling cold. Someone else in their apartment, in their home, cranked up that air conditioner, and now they're shivering of all the nerve. You're being stressed now, both psychologically, socially, and physically. Do you get it? Physically, you're feeling cold, but socially and psychologically, you're stressed because that family member turned down the thermostat. Here's your challenge for today. What are your stressors? What are the things in your environment, in your life, in your relationships that are causing stress? The reason I want you to pay some attention today to those stressors is because we want to address them in the next 2 days. I'm going to give you some specific strategies to deal with stressors, but you got to know what they are. So if you're stressed about certain things at work What are those stressors? Is it a boss? Is it a colleague? Certain things in the neighborhood, in your community, certain things in your home. Try to pin those things down, and tomorrow we'll look at the first in 2 presentations that deal with how we address those stressors. You got the assignment? Identify your stressors, then come back tomorrow. I'm Dr. DeRose. I'll be back with you then.